What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another day, another A, as they say. Hip hip hooray. So today I am going to be playing Kyle is Famous on the PC. I don't think I've ever done a PC video before. I don't think I've ever done a gaming video before, so this is pretty exciting. You're going to be witnessing something amazing firsthand, hopefully. So, let's see. Kyle wakes up. He is famous. So complicated. Kyle is the host of the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle. I wonder what they're doing staying up so late. We're just not very responsible kids. Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed. Oh, wow. The public. Inside is called Inside. Is that a magazine? Or is it just like the Inside crowd? Like every high school has one. Inside has called Kyle a most excellent dumpy white man. We have one of those running for in office right now. Top Tech noted that Kyle is inspiring you to explode STEM fields. Yes, STEM fields. STEM fields. I don't even know if I want to know. Most other shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. Everyone wants to know this man's personal life. Just leave Kyle alone. Leave Kyle alone! Most online videos are best of clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast. Oh, so like The Colbert Show or Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, or all those weirdos. The eye of the world is upon Kyle. Oh, everybody loves that. Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet. He hasn't been on my show yet. That's not possible. Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel May. She is a very kind and lovely philanthropist. Is that supposed to be like Rachel Ray, the cook from Food Network? Is that just like the Walmart knockoff version of her? If so, they could have come up with something a little bit more a little bit less obvious that it's supposed to be her. She is dear to the hearts of many. This interview requires preparation. Kyle cracked his eyes open, knowing today is his last chance to prepare for the interview. Kyle has 30 hours left. He must choose his actions wisely. Oh, well, if y'all know me, you know that I'm not going to think wisely. So this is going to be interesting. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. Wither away or exit the bed. See what happens if he just stays in bed. It's early in the morning. He shouldn't have to get up. Kyle decided to stay put and wither away. Kyle withered successfully and died. This is like, I feel like this is like an after school special almost, you know? It's like they say, if you get out of bed and do stuff, you're gonna be successful. If you stay in bed, you're gonna die. Shucks. Kyle is now a ghost. Oh, man. I thought that was going to be like game over or something. No, he's just straight up dead. This does not relieve him of his responsibilities. Get out of bed anyway. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. Open the closet, sit at desk, exit bedroom to hallway, scavenge. I want to see the things that I have. Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for bugs. I want to know what kind of bugs are on the ground. Like, does this man need, like, an exterminator? Kyle started to pick between the fuzz in his bedroom carpet, hoping to catch a stray beetle or two. Please, tell me more. Soon. Man, I thought that was going to get really weird. He had a small handful of various insects, dead and alive. Eat immediately. Oh, that's such a weird sound. Kyle threw back his head and crammed the sticky, wriggling mass into his mouth. He felt refreshed. What kind of bugs were these? Gross. Kyle returned to the center of the bedroom. I want to get out of this room. Unless he has some cool. Let's see what he has at his desk. We have to at least figure that out. Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down. Wrote notes for interview, check in, desk drawer, back to room. Let's see what's in this drawer. Open up the side drawer on his desk and grabbed one of the items there. A small key, assorted change. What does the key unlock? Grab the small key. Okay, let's write notes for the interview. We have to be prepared. Even if you are a ghost, you have to be prepared. Kyle wrote down his first question. Is your mother a mother? Am I a mother? Are you a mother? I think a good host should always start by asking questions. That's obviously how it goes. I think am I a mother is going to raise a lot more questions. So let's go with that. Write down his second question. Ever eaten a raw egg whole? Oh, this is going to be interesting. I think Rachel Ray did one time on Food Network back when I watched it when I was 7. What's your funniest story? Do you ever smile? Do you ever? I purposely ran over a puppy. There you go. It's getting right into it. What's your guilty pleasure? Do you ever feel guilty? Are you guilty? Oh, she's done some dark stuff. Let's see. Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from his desk. Okay. Back to the room. Exit bedroom to the hallway. I think we've done enough in here. There's nothing really more interesting here. Kyle walks into the small hallway that connects the rooms of his apartment together. Return to the bedroom. No, I think I've gotten everything out. Move to kitchen. You need a good breakfast. Let's see what we have in the pantry. Unlock with small key. The pantry door lock creaked as if it hadn't moved in years, but eventually opened. Instead of assortment of canned goods and grains, Kyle's pantry stored his massive amount of bottled lard. Chug bottle of lard. He voraciously grabbed the closest bottle, snapped the neck against the wall, and sucked out all the fat within a minute. Chug a lard bottle. Sucked down another bottle. He felt very sick. Chug another bottle. Vomit and the lard were mixing in a way to make it hard to tell which is which. Finish off the pantry. He felt a wave of accomplishment go over him. I would feel accomplished too if I had done something like that. So I can understand that. As a man of quality. Kyle walked out of to the center of the kitchen, opened fridge. I want to see if he has any heads in there. Kyle opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat. Crust on the fridge wall. Eat the fridge. Prepare breakfast. Let's eat the fridge. This man is going to have an interesting morning. Just doesn't even know what to say to that. That's great. Hurried to the set. Per normal, he ceased to be a ghost before he arrived. Isn't that a coincidence? Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. Realness. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Approach, Rachel. She smiled, and it turned to shock as she realized Kyle had not put on clothes that day. So she didn't realize this until he was walking towards her. Like, honestly, like if I was standing in a room full of people, like cameras and lighting, and I saw a guy walk in with nothing on, I would have noticed pretty quickly. Not until is it? Just gonna leave that alone. Kyle waved and smiled broadly. Rachel uncomfortably averted her eyes. Kyle started making his rounds around the room, greeting each crew member, none of whom looked at him directly. As it became apparent that Kyle had no intention of leaving, Rachel made some excuses and exited the set. One by one, the crew followed. Kyle was left all alone. Kyle prepared by being a nudist. Oh, I see. So there's different endings to this game. Ah, okay, that's clever. Okay, so being a nudist is bad in this world. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to take it seriously this time. I'm going to be legit. Okay, you remember all this? Was made wisely. Exit the bed. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around the room. Opened the closet. I'm not being a nudist this time, for sure. Choose an outfit. Slick suit. Or suit of armor. I said I was going to take it seriously, so slick suit. Miraculously crammed his dumpy body into the suit. Okay, so I choose the right option and you're just going to make fun of me for this. Okay. All right, I see. So this is a Kobayashi Maru no-win scenario. I see how it is. All right. Fair enough. Kyle returned to the center of the bedroom. Exit bedroom to hallway. Open fridge. Let's actually give this guy a nice breakfast this time. A breakfast of poached eggs and toast along with a small fruit, a cup, and some grilled sausage. Eat. Enjoying every bite, he felt refreshed. Good. Yay. Return to hallway. Leave apartment. Kyle walked out into the middle of the road and took a long, pondering look around him. Visit downstairs neighbor. Kyle approached his downstairs neighbor's door and knocked. A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door. She looked at Kyle expectantly. Good morning, neighbor, said Kyle cheerfully. Gabby looked at Kyle expectantly. Ask Gabby about Rachel. Who's Rachel? And why would he be asking her about her that early in the morning? It's like if someone knocked on my door really early and said, hey, how's Richard? I'd be like, I'll tell you if you come back later. Come back later. I am in sleeping right now. Gabby asked Kyle, tell me about yourself. That's the polite thing to do. How are you doing? How's the family? How many people have you killed? The simple stuff. Gabby stiffened. Oh, you know. Oh, no, wait, that's not what she does. Oh, you know, she said, putting on a fake smile. I just sit around here. Yes, I don't get around much. Never go out at night. I just stay here. Right here. She glared at him. Convinced by Gabby's statement, Kyle bid her goodbye and returned to the street. So she's just lonely. She just wants to hang out, maybe watch a movie, eat some popcorn, play some laser tag. There's no reason to be rude. Kyle walked out into the middle of the road and took a long, pondering look around him. Visit tech store. Kyle walked into the clean white tech store. He was greeted by Techno Jim, an elaborate cutout mascot with flashing lights. Oh, I'm not going into a tech store with a mascot. That's just going to be a no for me, dog. And ask attendant for free samples of what? Are they giving free HDMI cables? Free flash drives? Steal Techno Jim. Okay. Quickly before the attendant could acknowledge him, Kyle grabbed Techno Jim by the shoulders. Finding that Techno Jim's cardboard feet were bolted to the ground, Kyle started to pull upwards forcefully. Techno Jim broke free, leaving one foot and one leg behind him. Kyle glanced at the attendant, who was staring bewildered, and ran outside. Kyle walked out into the middle of the road and took a long, pondering look around him. Okay. Into the small hallway that connects the rooms of his apartment together. Return to bedroom. Sit at desk. Oh, yeah. He's going to need notes for the interview. To the set. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of ingenuity. As Kyle approached him and smiled. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking at him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded, scream and spin in circles. Answer politely. I said, I was going to try this time. And I as well, Rachel, answered Kyle, extending his hand in greeting. You are a most welcome guest. Shake hands. After other mild exchange of pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Ooh, it's starting. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Introduce Rachel. Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. Hello, Kyle, she said. I'm glad to be here. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in, said Kyle. I'm very ready, said Rachel, with a winning smile. Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier. I sat down to take the notes, but the game wouldn't let me keep going. What? Wait, what is this? Oh, is it not going to let me go any further? It's literally not doing anything. Well, so I guess the notes are more important than I thought. Okay. If you want me to make the notes, let me make the notes. Let's try this one more time. Last time. Okay, Kyle wakes up. He is famous, blah, blah, blah. We know. Kyle's first decision was made wisely. Exit the bed. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. Let's start by doing the notes this time. Write notes for interview. Kyle wrote down his first question. Are you a mother? What are some diet tips? What's your funniest story? And what's your guilty pleasure? That's good. Back to desk. Made his way over to the desk and check in desk drawer. Sorted change. And small key. Open closet. Choose outfit. Slick suit. Exit bedroom to hallway. Move to kitchen. Open fridge. Prepare breakfast. Eat breakfast. Return to kitchen. Return to hallway. Leave apartment. Return to apartment. What else do I need out of this place? Okay. Return to bedroom. I'm going to leave apartment. Oh, hurried to the set. There we go. Now it's starting. Now let's get into it. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. Blah. Good evening, Kyle. Kyle responded. And I as well, Rachel. Blah, blah, blah. Shake hands. All right. A moment after seeing the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Tonight I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. Hello, Kyle. I'm glad to be here. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in, said Kyle. I'm very ready, said Rachel with a winning smile. Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier. Let's start with the funniest story one. I feel like that's cool. You've been involved in a lot of different things, but what's your funniest story? Well, that's a great question, Kyle, said Rachel. I think the story I always remember is the first time I tried to make dinner for my family. That you only did that once? You're a professional chef and you only cook for your family one time? What are you doing with the rest of your time? That's just bad. That's just being a bad family member on your part. In the soup I made, I swapped the water out with milk and tipped the whole jar of salt in the pot. We've all done that, let's be honest. While my family was sick from trying to eat it, I swiped their things and locked myself in my room. So you stole from them after making them puke at the dinner table. Up top. Respect. Rachel laughed elegantly. Kyle decided to move on. I'd have a lot more questions, but okay. Asked another question. Are you a mother? Rachel, I and many others would love to know, are you a mother? Kyle looked up from his notes. Well, being a single woman with a career, that's not something that has crossed my mind. Rachel smiled genuinely at Kyle. Was that a hint? Listen, lady, I'm spoken for. Need to ease up. Need to simmer down. Very reasonable indeed, said Kyle. He referenced his paper for questions. What's your guilty pleasure? I think that's good. We all have one. What's your guilty pleasure? Ooh, well, that's an easy answer. Dipping pickles in chocolate sauce. Are you sure you're not pregnant? That's just... I feel like I can't say anything because my brain's gonna just start smoking. It might sound strange, but it's tangy and sweet at the same time. I eat it far too often. Rachel smiled sweetly. Kyle asked one more question. What are some dieting tips? Rachel, you managed to keep such a thin and healthy figure. Okay, Kyle, I see you. What is your best diet tip? Well, a good diet starts with a plan. And don't break it. Cheat days can turn into a habit. But, she continued, that doesn't mean midnight snack here and there isn't allowed. She smiled. Kyle looked at his flabby self, decided not to comment, and moved on. Dang, Kyle, be nicer to yourself, man. After reading his final question, Kyle looked up from his paper. Well, Rachel, he said, I think that's all I was planning on asking you. If that's the case, Kyle, may I ask you something in return? Asked Rachel, smiling one more time. Do you prepare for your interviews in advance? Because you seem very together. Before Kyle could answer, the camera shut down. The broadcast was over. Kyle returned home knowing the interview had gone well. But as he lay in bed and drifted to sleep, he felt that perhaps something was still missing. The end. What didn't Kyle do? I bet it was the suit of armor. He didn't put on the suit of armor, and he put a suit on like a noob and was left unhappy with the lack of suit of armor. I see. Well, I could probably spend hours trying to figure out what the heck this game is. I think that's a good place to leave it. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. This was interesting. I don't often play games like this. When I think of games like this, I think of like D&D or like other role-playing games, but this is actually pretty fun. I'm gonna have to definitely return to it one of these days. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. Comment below if there's anything you want me to play next. Follow my Instagram, all that, and guys, be safe out there. All right, wash your hands, guys and gals.